had a wonderful holiday. We got a great show for tonight. Former Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates is going to be joining us, and I have no idea what but first, I truly hope you guys had a lovely Thanksgiving, whether you were at home with family or on the road trip of a lifetime. But huge news from the entire holiday week, starting with, once again, another incredibly controversial Trump administration nominee, Kash Patel. He's been nominated to head the FBI. Seems like a perfectly little judgy tonight. Little crowd. Is it the tie? What are we dealing with here? I mean, what would be to worry about here?
Kash Patel, and I don't say this lightly, is the most dangerous nominee that we've seen yet to our democracy.
We're talking about somebody who has espoused QAnon conspiracy theories,
saying that the 2020 election was stolen.
He has no other agenda but revenge.
Somebody who says he's going to throw judges in jail, he's going to throw bureaucrats in jail, he's going to throw reporters in jail.
I didn't hear anything about comedians, so Look, none of this sounds good. And while many presidents, including Democrats, have threatened to jail reporters, it's true, they didn't do all of them. Is there any reason why Patel should be confirmed?
My name is Kash Patel, and I have written the first ever children's Russiagate book. It's called The Plot Against the King.
I did not meet with Russia in a box. I did not meet with Russia on Fox. I did not meet them in Trump Tower. I did not have a golden shower. This nominee is going to be very controversial.
Republicans and Democrats should be examining how damaging this nomination could be to American democracy.
What's at risk is the overall rule of law in the United States.
This is a really dangerous moment for our government and for the rule of law in America.
Faith in the rule of law is all that separates us from the otters, the penguins, the apes, really the entire cast of Madagascar. It's the only thing. Faith in the rule of law. Finally, Democrats have a moral perch from which they can judge without shame, hypocrisy, or nuance.
Breaking news, President Biden has issued a pardon for his son, Hunter Biden.
Mother... We were so close. But you know what? Good. Get fine. It's good. It's right. It's his right. He's an 82-year-old man. Doesn't want to spend the rest of his life visiting his son in prison. Republicans get away with this shit all the time. I'm sure the pardon is a narrowly written, precisely drawn farewell note of compassion for a loved one.
The pardon sweeping, covering offenses that Hunter Biden, quote, has committed or may have committed or taken part in over the past 11 years.
Years is a very specific and not rounded amount of time. So, Hunter, I'll give you a pardon. Well, a few years, 5 years, 10 years. It needs to be 11. And if you would be so kind, make sure this upcoming New Year's Eve is also covered. Shit's going to get crazy. I didn't know pardons could cover crimes you may have committed. I'm sorry. I'm surprised Biden didn't include the phrase, on Earth 1 or any of the Earths in the multiverse. Now, some would say that's what any loving father would do for their troubled son or daughter, should they have the power. But on Fox News, it was this love, in fact, that may have caused the problem in the first place.
My dad always told me, Ainsley, if you get arrested, don't call me. I'm not your first phone call. I'm leaving you in there.
Good night, sweetie. By the way, your dad always told you that? Were you a degenerate? Or was your dad De Niro? No, listen to me. No. You get pinched. I'm not your first phone call. I don't know you. There's 10 grand and a gun on the floorboards. Good luck, kid. And, by the way, not just Ainsley, the rest of the Fox cinematic universe was no happier.
Not only the worst president in U.S. history, but also the most corrupt.
This entire administration has been nothing but a sham.
He and his family are so full of slime that Nickelodeon is going to sue for trademark infringement.
F you, Joe Biden.
You, Joe Biden? Megyn Kelly, who do you think you are? Me? What am I supposed to say now? You is my line. You've stolen my line. At long last, have you no decency? Me. Of course, no one was more outraged than America's judicial compass, Donald Seneca Trump.
President-elect Trump weighing in as well. He says, does the pardon given by Joe to Hunter include the January 6 hostages who have now been in prison for years? Such an abuse and miscarriage of justice.
Oh, you pardoned your son. Well, what about the people who tried to help me overthrow the government? There's kind of a leap there. It's like going, oh, you're going to let the kids stay up to watch SNL, but you're not even going to try to help me burn the neighbor's house down? So, obviously, Republicans are going to criticize, but Biden did make this line of attack particularly available, seeing as how he spent so long saying he wouldn't do it because of how much he respects the system.
I'm not going to do anything. I said I abide by the jury decision, and I will do that, and I will not pardon him.
Will you accept the jury's outcome, their verdict, no matter what it is?
Yes.
And have you ruled out a pardon for your son?
Yes.
Now watch this dive. Look, here's the thing. I don't know if you've ever found yourself in this situation. If you ever find yourself in a situation where you are being questioned about pardoning your son, do not do it at the swim-up bar of a Club Med. And also, not for nothing, with an old guy, Biden squints indoors. So you don't face the guy in the sun and try and get an honest answer. He immediately looks untrustworthy. You're going to give him a pardon? But you know what, ladies and gentlemen? Hypocrisy isn't illegal, nor is it particularly unusual in politics. It's not like he's ever going to run again, so why not take care of your kid? Even if you said you weren't gonna. I respect it. I don't have a problem with it. The problem is the rest of the Democrats made Biden's pledge to not pardon Hunter the foundation of their defense of America, this grand experiment.
One political party remains committed to the rule of law, and the other doesn't. It's that simple.
Hunter Biden's not above the law. No one is above the law. Democrats stand for the rule of law.
We accept the outcome because that's how the rule of law works.
Because the justice system that convicted his only surviving son is the same justice system he's vowed to protect. And if that doesn't tell you who Joe Biden is, I don't really know what does.
I think I know what does. And now look at the dance Democrats have to do.
Be honest, the only reason why they went after Hunter the way they did, and I've talked to many federal prosecutors about this, is because he's the president's son.
People have to remember the president has lost 2 children already, and he does not need to lose another one to more political witch hunts.
The, crowing from Republicans, but we're talking about, Donald Trump is a convicted felon who literally had pardoned his daughter's father-in-law and just made him ambassador to France.
So for anyone that wants to clutch their pearls now because he decided that he was going to pardon his son, I would say take a look in the mirror.
Ma'am, we will take a look in that mirror, but we are taking off, so... If you could just put this shit on airplane mode and let us get home for the holidays! Yes! Yes, yes, yes. To everything that you guys were saying, if you hadn't made Hunter Biden not receiving a pardon the Mason-Dixon line of morality between Democrats and Republicans, there's a big gap between the law is the only thing that separates us from the animals and the monkey threw shit at me first. I had no choice. This is what Biden's decision has done. Look how confident and eloquent our Democratic representatives were back when they thought they had the moral high ground on this issue.
I've not heard a single Democrat anywhere in the country cry fraud, cry fixed, cry rigged, cry kangaroo court. You don't hear a single peep out of any Democrat saying that. Why? We believe in the rule of law.
And now look at what even he, one of the most verbally dexterous attorneys we have on Capitol Hill, has been reduced to.
Do you think President Biden should pardon Hunter Biden?
So there are lots of claims of political prosecution and political
And was Hunter politically prosecuted?
I mean, obviously that's a judicial point, and you've got to look at what the evidence is, and I don't know enough
so
about
should the president pardon him?
I mean, again, that is a unilateral executive power, power that...
and should he use it?
Well, the power exists for the president to show mercy for people.
I mean, we have an executive, and we have a judicial, and then a legislative, and then smoke bomb! Thank you. Thank you. Wow. First time I've crouched since Thanksgiving, and... Oh, that did not go well. But then why this weekend? Normally you drop a controversial pardon like the way you buy porn at a gas station, in a flurry of other distracting purchases and pardons. Oh, yeah, what do you give me that? Breath mints there, the WD-40, the squeegee there, one of those anal magazines. Some corn nuts. Pardon for my son. The Big Dicks Like Chicks pamphlet. So why did you do it now?
As NBC News first reported, the president did decide to reverse course over the holiday weekend at his family's annual Thanksgiving getaway in Nantucket.
Thanksgiving. I knew it! Perhaps I can explain the way this pardon went down in my new one-man show. Can you get Hunter to stop looking at me like that? I take you there now. I'll be playing the role of Hunter. How are you, Father? Are you well, Father? I'm a bit down. You know, last Thanksgiving with the family for a while. If only someone could change that. This turkey is delicious. Obviously not one of the ones that was pardoned. I made you watch that because people think I can't act. Anyway. still on camera. Look, man, the Democrats made this case an example of why Americans should believe in our system. And it's hard. Democrats have the tougher road of defending our institutions and systems as being flawed but still valuable. Republicans just run on blowing this shit up. But at every turn, Democrats keep getting caught creating a purity test for a system that they can't seem to pass themselves.
When you saw the photograph of the top secret documents laid out on the floor at Mar-a-Lago, what did you think to yourself?
How that could possibly happen. How anyone could be that irresponsible.
Irresponsible. The careful stewardship of our nation's most classified documents is foundational to the institutions. It's why we are... What's that? Oh, really? In his garage. Next to his car. Parse away.
By the way, my Corvette's in a locked garage. Okay? So it's not like you're sitting out in the street.
It's totally different. Enemies of our nation would have to get on their tippy toes to peer into the garage to see those documents using some sort of image capture technology, which I'm sure doesn't exist. Spies would also be distracted by my sickest Corvette. And let's not forget, in contrast to Donald Trump, the moral stand Biden took on Saudi Arabia after they murdered one of our journalists.
We were going to, in fact, make them pay the price and make them, in fact, the pariah that they are.
Yeah, boom. Khashoggi will not be forgotten. Candidate Biden says this moral line must be drawn. And President Biden?
Tonight, with one fist bump, a pariah no more.
Come on, it's just a fist bump. It's just a fist bump. Come on, don't. No, Trump would have probably done the whole, like, boom. That is a moral line I won't cross. I'll just but he would have done the whole boom. Whee! And of course, there's the border.
We're going to restore our moral standing in the world and our historic role as a safe haven for refugees and asylum seekers. My Lord, we've never made asylum seekers seek asylum outside the United States of America.
We've never done it. Tomorrow, what Trump is doing, until, of course, my poll numbers start to go down.
Today, I'm announcing actions to bar migrants who cross our southern border unlawfully from receiving asylum.
Rules, loopholes, and norms. The distance between the systems Democrats say they are revering and the one that they're using when they need to is why people think it's rigged. Use the rules, use the loopholes, the norms, but also use it to help the people, not just those people related to you. All of us are somebody's son or somebody's daughter. And we all need that break too. Because if there's one thing I've learned, especially this weekend, it's that everyone deserves a chance to